Setting the stage, the birth of commercial air travel in the mid-20th century triggered a fundamental transformation in the global mobility of humankind. Since then, the world has become increasingly interconnected by the global airline transportation network. Today, this worldwide system of commercial airports across nearly 3,500 cities carries more than 2 billion passengers through 35,000 commercial aviation arteries each year. While global interconnectedness confers tremendous benefits to humankind, it concurrently fosters interdependence and vulnerability. From the perspective of public health security, the global airline transportation network has become an important conduit from the worldwide spread of infectious diseases. Canadian vulnerabilities to global infectious disease threats were fully exposed during the worldwide outbreak of a severe acute respiratory syndrome (SARS), when a novel coronavirus emerging in China's Guangdong province found its way to the fifth largest international airport in the world in the neighboring Hong Kong. Shortly thereafter, this communicable and highly virulent disease unsuspectingly penetrated Canada's borders through international airports in Toronto and Vancouver, with a local outbreak ensuing in Toronto. The health and economic repercussions of this event were unprecedented in Canadian history. Hundreds became infected with SARS, leading to 44 deaths. Tens of thousands required quarantine. Industry losses were incurred in billions of dollars, and expenditures exceeding $1 billion were required to control the outbreak. Often referred to as a pandemic dress rehearsal, SARS was an abrupt reminder that Canada remains vulnerable to global infectious disease threats, whether originated from a natural occurring phenomena, accidentally laboratory breaches, or intentional release. More recently, the global community has directed its attention to highly pathogenic H5N1 avian influenza and its potential role in triggering the next influenza pandemic. Even in the best case scenario, the global health and economic repercussions of an influenza pandemic would dramatically overshadow those felt during SARS. Despite the expanding role of commercial air travel in the spread of emerging infectious diseases, a limited amount of research has been conducted to help countries better prepare for the realities of infectious disease threats in an increasingly globalized world. For example, national or international pandemic influenza plans do not specifically account for global patterns of commercial air traffic and their implications for preparedness and response strategies. Given that the characteristics of the global airline transportation network appear to be correlated with the spatial dissemination patterns of infectious diseases, a rigorous assessment of how Canada's cities are interconnected with others around the world is warranted. Notwithstanding the need for more applied research to meet the public health and security needs of nations and the international community at large, research on global population mobility has been stunted by limited access to quality data on the global airline transportation network and worldwide commercial air traffic patterns. As part of the Bio.Diaspora project, our multidisciplinary scientific team fulfilled this need by developing a data warehouse for the sole purpose of conducting methodological and applied research on commercial air travel and emerging infectious disease threats. This report embodies rigorous analysis of these data from multiple scientific perspectives: medicine, infectious diseases, public health, health policy, biostatistics, geographic sciences, network analysis, computer sciences, and mathematical modeling. The primary objectives of this report are to shed light on 1. How Canada and its major regions and municipalities are connected with the international community via the global airline transportation network, and how this interconnectedness has evolved with time. 2. How Canada's global connectivity translates into domestic vulnerability to imported infectious disease threats. And 3. How Canada can best mitigate the risks and or consequences of imported infectious disease threats through targeted preventive measures, consistent with the philosophy of the revised international health regulations of to shift emphasis away from passive border control measures to a more proactive approach of containing infectious disease threats at their source. This report considers Canadian prevention strategies at three frontiers. These include 1. Major domestic points of entry used by travelers arriving in Canada. 2. Major international transit points used by air travelers coming to Canada. And 3. Leading global sources of international air travelers coming to Canada. By focusing on each of the above frontiers, Canada can strategically reinforce its domestic surveillance, control, and response systems, strengthen public health security in commercial air travel, and develop global partnerships to address common threats. All key objectives of the revised international health regulations. Consequently, Canada can directly serve its own national self interests while concurrently benefiting other countries and strengthening the fabric of global public health security. Prior to the advent of commercial air travel, local infectious disease epidemics lacked the ability to rapidly transform into global ones. Today, with more than 2 billion passengers flowing through the world's commercial aviation arteries every year, rapidly developing global outbreaks that were once considered impossible are now plausible and even probable. As Canada prepares itself for the inevitable infectious disease threats of tomorrow, it will benefit from a more sophisticated understanding of its continually evolving relationship with the world's cities via the global airline transportation network.